After 47 years, it's finally happening. Tom Brady is apparently retiring from football. There are reports saying the announcement could come very soon as this upcoming week. A lot of people surprised. A lot of huge news to get to in the NFL. The first thing I want to talk about, though, is this Tom Brady retirement situation. A lot of people shocked. Tom Brady led the league in passing touchdowns, led the league in yards, was clearly at least a top 4 quarterback this past season. Why would he be retiring? Guys, I think it's very obvious. Tom Brady surveyed, the Tampa Bay Bucs situation, saw that Chris Godwin's leaving, Antonio Brown's already gone. All they're going to have is Mike Evans. Their cap situation isn't very good. And Tom Brady said, listen, I'm already 44 years old. I could go out leading the league in touchdowns. I could, quote unquote, go out on top, which is really what this would be. No, he didn't get the ring. Yeah, he lost in the playoffs, whatever. But still, if you go out, if you retire after leading the league in passing yards and touchdowns, I know they are volume stats, but still, you've got people arguing this dude should have been the MVP. That is the definition of going out on top. And the one thing that we hope does not happen, because it would be so annoying next year, is if Tom Brady had a little retirement tour like they do in the NBA and the MLB, where he said, I'm coming back and then retiring at the end of next year. We'd get all the ceremonies after every game. Tom Brady's last year. That's the last thing we need. I don't think Brady wants to do it. Again, guys, people wondering, Tom Brady, he's clearly not washed right now. The Tampa Bay Bucs situation is not good. Chris Godwin is leaving. Antonio Brown is gone. Their cap situation is not the best. I think Tom Brady looked at that. He said, I'm already 44 years old. I've done this long enough. There are rumors that Tom Brady could take a year off. Oh, God. Could take a year off and then come back after next year. Secretly, what I think Tom Brady would really want to do would be to go to a different team. Honestly, that's what I think. I think Tom Brady would want to move to a different team. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he'll just retire. But if it were really up to him, if he could really get his way, I think he would team hop to another team that's in a better position, salary cap wise, to contend for a title. Tom Brady doesn't take up a ton of salary cap for how good he is. So you can really manipulate the salary cap with him as quarterback with how much money he's already made. He doesn't need the max. He doesn't need $40 million per year. And I think deep down, Tom Brady wants to continue playing, but he would want to go to a different team that is in a better position to contend for a Super Bowl. We also got some news that Odell Beckham was telling free agents not to come to Cleveland. So that's just great. Odell Beckham Jr. and Von Miller were training together in Colorado Springs. Miller brought up the idea of playing together. OBJ responded with, don't come to Cleveland. But look at this idiot who responds with, I think Odell both probably didn't want to be in Cleveland, but he was also a good teammate. Yes, Odell was a good teammate. He told other players around the NFL not to come to Cleveland. That's the definition of good teammate. Just who tweets stuff like this? How stupid. Just absolutely hilarious. There is a graph I quickly want to get to before we talk about this Aaron Rodgers news. Aaron Rodgers, I might have to do a separate video on Aaron Rodgers. There is a clear and obvious fit right now for Aaron Rodgers, and it is mind-boggling that he doesn't want to take control of his future. There was a crazy report. I think I'm going to do another video on Aaron Rodgers, but if Aaron Rodgers, let me just tell you guys, if I'm Aaron Rodgers right now, I'm saying, listen, I'm telling the Colts this. Get me Davante Adams. Sign Davante Adams. If the Colts get Davante Adams and I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm saying I'm guaranteeing signing with you guys. I'm guaranteeing demanding a trade to the Colts. 100%. That would be a super team. If the Colts get Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers, they've already got one of, if not the best running backs in the NFL. They've already got one of, if not the best offensive lines in the NFL. You've got a great number 2 possession wide receiver in Michael Pittman. You've got a hybrid speed guy who has been injury prone, but he's still a wild card second round pick in Paris Campbell. They would be a super team. You're in a dome. You're in an easy division. Aaron Rodgers, please take control of your future. You have 3 elite years left. You've got 3 more chances at a ring where all 3 years you could maybe even be in the Super Bowl if you build this team in Indianapolis, in a dome, in an easy division. Tennessee's not threatening at all. That is the spot for Aaron Rodgers. Go tell the Colts, sign Davante Adams. Their cap situation, I believe, would allow it. And then if I'm Aaron Rodgers, it's clear. But I want to do a separate video on that because there's some crazy reports. Let's get to this graph here. how each team's season went. I thought this was a cool thing. You can kind of see the difference there between performance and expectations. So the teams that didn't live up to the expectations, Browns, Ravens. Ravens was mainly due to injuries. Browns, I guess you could say Baker getting hurt and whatever. And then definitely Seattle. Seattle had the most expectations. They didn't even come close to living up to them. And then you look at the teams that overperformed. That would be the top left of the screen. It would be teams like the Eagles, which I 100% agree with. The Bengals, Raiders, everything they had to deal with, they still made the playoffs, even with the head coaching fiasco, even with the Henry Ruggs fiasco. I might even put New England more towards the left. I don't think they had huge expectations at all. And then you could kind of see the teams that performed how they were supposed to. Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Kansas City. I just thought that was a neat little graph. Also, this is interesting. How many QB changes are we really going to have this offseason? You can see the teams that are fully committed to their quarterback. I looked through all those teams. Really no arguments. Some people may say, well, the Jets or Bears, but I mean, Zach Wilson and Justin Fields need at least another year. That would be so unfair to them. Then you look at teams who could make a change. Vikings, there's been some interesting rumors with Kirk Cousins and a Baker Mayfield trade, swapping quarterbacks between the Vikings and Browns. The Falcons, I mean, what are they going to do with Matt Ryan? Are they just going to continue to win 6 games a year? The Lions, I think the Lions will make a change. Well, I guess Jared Goff has that big contract. And then the Texans, are they really going to go with Davis Mills? Maybe they start the season with him. Teams that might make a QB change, Saints. We'll see what they do with Jameis. Dolphins. The Dolphins never really seem fully committed to Tua, and it's sad. Raiders, I don't see it. They're obsessed with Derek Carr. Browns, probably not, although they need to look. Titans, Ryan Tannehill has that really bad contract. Colts need to change. They need to change. They need to upgrade over Carson Wentz. Seahawks, I doubt it. There's so many rumors with Russell Wilson like the past 2 years and nothing happens. Packers, I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers to leave Green Bay. For his career, he needs to leave Green Bay. Buccaneers, yeah, they're probably going to make one, with this news that Tom Brady is retiring, obviously. Panthers, they need a change. Good Lord. Eagles, that's it. The Jalen Hurts thing is really interesting. Eagles have 3 first-round picks, and then teams with a high chance of making a quarterback change. Broncos, yeah, what are you going to start, Drew Lock? Washington, please make a change. Please, for Terry McLaurin's sake, please. The Giants, they might actually start Daniel Jones next year. And then the 49ers, that one is easy. I mean, they're going to start Trey Lance next year, their number 3 overall pick. That one is obvious. Best team per position of the championship round. Quarterbacks, at least this year, I would actually have Joe Burrow as my quarterback. I had Joe Burrow ranked as the number 3 overall quarterback of 2021. Mahomes was number 5. Stafford was 7, just behind Justin Herbert. And then Jimmy G was maybe like 14th or 15th. Running backs, is Elijah Mitchell really better than Joe Mixon? It seems a little disrespectful to Joe Mixon. Receivers, I'll say this. If Robert Woods was healthy, I'd probably go Rams. But the Bengals have 3 really good receivers. Tight ends, yeah, Travis Kelce, no argument there. I mean, George Kittle, maybe if you factor in blocking, but no argument. Offensive line, really none of them have ultra elite offensive lines. Pass rush, Rams, take that one with Aaron Donald and Von Miller. Defensive line overall, I would probably say with Aaron Donald and Von Miller, I guess you got Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead and company. I can understand that. How about secondary? Where's Eli Apple? Shouldn't the Bengals, if trolling was part of being a good player, Eli Apple would be number 1 on the list. Ranking the potential Super Bowl matchups based on what we want to see, I think the Bengals-Rams should be number 1. I want to see new blood. I'm not I don't hate Mahomes. He's fun to watch, but I think it would be such an exotic, cool Super Bowl to see the Rams and Bengals. I would put that at my number 1. Number 2, yeah, you got to go Rams, Chiefs, and then the 4. No one wants to watch Jimmy G. Nothing against the dude, but he is the true definition of why quarterback wins are pretty much meaningless. Jimmy G is the exact, complete example of why they're completely meaningless. But guys, there's some big news. I think I'm going to do another Aaron Rodgers video, but we've got Tom Brady. Reports are the past few days, after 93 years in the NFL, he is hanging it up at least for a year. There are some people saying he'll sit out a year. I just think Tom Brady's looking at the Buccaneers situation and saying, I'm already 44 years old. I literally just led the league in touchdowns. I don't want to play next year, play like crap due to a bad team and a bad situation. There's just no point. Again, there's the idea that Tom Brady could just sit out a year. in my mind, I think Tom Brady, like, you just led the league in touchdowns. We know how competitive Tom Brady is. I think he wants to keep playing, but he wants to go to a different team. That's what I think. He doesn't want to be like, well, team hopping from team to team. He just went to the Buccaneers 2 years ago. Now he'd be switching again. But in my mind, Tom Brady's thinking if he could have it his way, he would just go to a different team. Because isn't he like a free agent? Doesn't he just sign 1 year or 2 year deals or something? I think he's a free agent anyways. So if in Tom Brady's perfect world, I just think he would want to go to a different team and keep playing. But he's looking at the Bucs and seeing, he's already 44. What more does he have to accomplish? He can go out literally on top. I know he didn't get the ring, but you lead the league in touchdowns, you lead the league in yards. He's going to finish second in MVP voting. That's pretty much going on top at the age of 44. So guys, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.